So very few people today. Actually, we are given a deadline now that we are supposed to complete the syllabus by 26th. So I'm going to take continuous classes. Fine. So last class I had
You can
told you
start
about.
the journey. Eventually, they'll join.
Okay, fine. So we were at INET address class. In the networking, we know that java.net package we use. In that, there are few classes. There are many classes, but some of the important classes are listed here. One of them is INET address. Uh, Exam point of view important because we also have a journal program based on this class. So INET address class is used to create a object which is of the type INET address. Now this object can bind together both the numerical IP address and the domain name for that address. So as you all know that each PC in the internet or the network is identified by two things, one by the name which is associated with the domain name and another by the numerical IP address. Now when both these are interlinked, even if we use one of them, the other one automatically gets connected. INET address is an object which binds these two together. So whenever we create INET address object, it is a combination of IP address as well as domain name for that particular machine. Now, uh, INET address class, whenever we want to use its methods, we have to create its object. So first let us learn, instead of now learning constructor, because normally we use constructor to create the object of the class, but here it is an exception that we do not have any constructors in the INET address class. Instead, we have specialized static methods that are used to instantiate or that are used to create the object of INET address class. I hope the screen is visible to you. Yes. Okay.
Hello?
Hi.
Yes,
Is
ma'am,
the
it's visible.
screen visible? Okay. Now let us learn these factory methods. In fact, last time I already taught you. Now this is a kind of revision. Factory methods, as per the definition, they are the special static methods in a class that return, that means that they give the return the object of the same class. So here to create INET address object, we are going to make use of this three methods. One of the factory method, it's that method name is get localhost. This method doesn't accept any parameter. This method is used to return an INET address object for the local machine. So the local machine is associated with some IP address and it also has some name. So both these name and IP address of the local machine, if we want to know, then we can make use of the method get localhost. I have given here the syntax. Since it's a static method, then it returns INET address object. Get localhost doesn't accept any parameter. Suppose, of course, if it is not on the network or if it is not associated with any IP address and all, if it doesn't get connected, then it may throw an exception, but it is very rare in case of this localhost because localhost easily gets connected. So how to use it? Here we have made, given one example, INET address, the name of the object is IA equals to, since it's a static method, we will call this method using the class name instead the object name. So INET address dot get localhost. This is going to return us the name of the localhost as well as the IP address of the localhost. Down, I have shown you the program. Last time I had already explained here. So when I use this here, can you see here this program? In this program, first of all, we have imported .NET package. The name of the class is JINET address. I have a main method. Inside main method, I am trying to create the object of INET address class. So this object will be created by using get localhost machine. So this Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, the network was disconnected. Anyways, so here I'm explaining you how we can create inet address object by the three factory methods. So first method is get localhost, which is going to return us the IP address and the domain name of the local machine, which is stored in the variable called as address one. Now, once I print this address one, you can see the output here. Vaishali PC is the name of domain name of my PC, and this is the IP address. Then the second uh, factory method by which we can create inet address object is get by name. So get by name will accept one parameter that we have to pass the domain name of the website. Uh, Now that website will be associated with some server or some machine. So now this particular method get by name will accept the name and it will return the inet address object which is related to that website. So the same thing we have used here in our second part of this program, that inet address 2, this object will be created by using the method get by name, and we are passing the website name as herbertshield.com. So it is going to return me the IP address as well as the domain name of this, and we are going to print it. So the output of this is going to be something like this. It will print Herbert Shield and then it will print the IP address of this, maybe on the same line or on the next line, something like this. Clear? Now the third factory method, as I had told you, sometimes one domain name is associated with multiple PCs. It is something that sometimes the web server may be distributed. Distributed in the sense one website may be located on different machines because, for example, Google have so many thousands of people have got their accounts on Google machine. The data cannot be held or stored by single PC. So what they have done chains of multiple PCs. All of them are known by Google only. So when under one name, or you can say that multiple machines are linked with the same name, in that case, we can get the IP addresses of all the machines which are attached to a single domain name by this method, which is called as get all by name. So get all by name factory method returns an array of inet addresses that represent all the addresses related to the specified name. If suppose I pass some name, or if I misspell some name, uh, for example, instead of Google, if I pass some other name which doesn't exist, then I will get an error called as unknown host exception. So that's why we have to throw that. Anyways, in the syntax I have not shown. So here it is. It will return an array of the IP addresses, and then we are going to use it for the google.com. So down here you can see in the program, when I use get all by name method, the parameter I have passed is google.com. So this Google is associated with multiple machines. All those machine domain names, because of course domain name is going to be the same for all those machines, and all the IP addresses which are related to that will be stored in this array called as SW. Now this SW is the name of the inet address, one object. So it is an array of objects. So if individual objects name I want to print or the content I want to print, I'll be using a for loop. Since it's an array index always starts from 0. I've started the array from 0. Now how long this array will go? This array will go till the end of the array. I don't know how many elements are there in that array. So automatically there is one property of the array, as you know. If we consider array is a class, uh, this class has got one property called as length, which will automatically return the length of the array. So if there are 5 names associated with that, this will automatically give me the value as 5. So I will iterate till less than 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times it will iterate, every time incrementing by 1. And then it is going to print the appropriate value of that particular array index. So first time it will print the first machines, this is the domain name and this is the IP address. Second time, this is the domain name and this is the IP address. So when I executed on my machine, I found all this. Remember, this program should be executed. For that you have to have internet connection. So suppose even if you are executing this program at home, you should ensure that you are connected to internet. Otherwise, you will not get this output. Clear? So all these networking programs in this chapter have to be executed being online. It will not execute being offline. So this is one program. Now we have learned only the factory methods of this class. Let us learn some other methods which are associated with this class, which are called as instance methods. As you all know, these factory methods all were static methods. Now let us know the instance methods. What is the difference between the static methods and instance methods? Static methods are called or they are accessed using the class name, whereas instance methods are accessed by using the object name. So whenever we want to use this instance method, first we would have created the object of inet address class. But then how to create object of inet address class? Either by any one of these three methods. Either we'll use get localhost or get by name or get all by name. Clear? So once we have created the object, then we can call these methods. So let us know one by one. There are many methods which are given in your book. I have just taken 6 of them. So in exam, if they ask you to explain inet address class, you will be explaining factory methods and maybe some 3-4 methods of this instance category. Now let us see which are the methods. There is one method called as equals. As you all know, this method will be called by the object. This equals method returns, now suppose, let us look at the syntax first. This method is going to return me true or false. It will return true if the calling object is equal to the past object. Past in the sense, the calling object will have its own IP address and its domain name, and then we have to pass one more object of the type inet address as a parameter. So when both these objects are related to the same um, machine or the same IP address, then this equals will return true. Fine. So equals is going to return true if the calling object and the past object are equal. Then the next method is get address. Consider on these methods because we in our journal program we have used these methods. Get address method accepts this returns byte array that represents the object's IP address in the network. So whenever we use one object and we just say get address, it is going to return me all the associated addresses related to that particular object. So it is going to return me an array, assuming that we should assume that it may be associated with multiple addresses. If it is associated with single address, we may get single address. If it is associated with multiple addresses, it will give us multiple IP addresses. Then get host address returns a string that represents host address associated with the inet address object. It is one similar to the get address method only. Then get host name returns a string that represents the host name. So here instead of IP address, we are trying to find the name of the inet address object. As you all know, inet address object is a combination of name and IP address. If we want to separate only the name, we will be using the method called as get host name. If we want only the IP address, we may use either get address or get host address, one of these methods. Clear? So in our journal program, we have made use of these methods. I will show you that after this explanation. Then the next method is multicast address. So as you all know that if this address is multicast in the sense if multiple PCs are attached to that address, it will return true if that is the case, else it will return false. Then toString will convert that inet address object format to a string format. It will list the host name and the IP address. Then whatever string operations we want to perform with that, we will be able to do that. So whenever we want to concatenate that init address object's content with something, some other message, then we first have to convert it to toString. So with these methods, let us learn our journal program. So I'll be sharing you that screen with you. Just a minute. I had kept it open, but BCA Advanced Java Lab. So here I have the journal program. Is the screen visible to you? Is the screen visible to you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay. So let us look at the statement. Write a Java program to find the IP address of a given website specified by the user. So when the website name is given, we have to just find the IP address. Actually, this program becomes very, very small. We have to use only the method get by name. As you all know, get by name method, uh, it accepts the website name given by the user and it returns the init address object. So once it returns init address object, we have to separate. If we want to separate IP address part from that, we can separate. Otherwise, actual program is only one small 2 lines program. It is like this, get by name. We have to pass any website name and just get this address to and print that address to. Only this is the journal program. But then this program will be too small, then examiner may not be impressed. So what we have done is, we have done the similar program which I just showed you. We have used all the 3 methods and then we have tried to use also the instance method in this to separate host name and host address. It is not very difficult, it is very easy. So you can understand from the logic here. We have imported java.net. This is very important because otherwise we'll not be we will not be able to use all these classes which are defined in this. Basically, we are using init address class for this program. Our class name is jinetaddress. Because init address is a keyword, we have to give some other name. We have directly started with main method. Remember that each of these factory method must throw unknown host exception. So instead of individual factory methods throwing unknown host exception, what I have done, I have attached it to the main method so that all the methods will be associated with that. Whenever there will be error, this throws will take care of it. Now first, what we have done, we have tried to display the IP address of the local machine. So examiner may ask you that I have not asked you why you have done this. Then you can tell very well that suppose we want to know the IP address of the local machine, we can make use of this. Otherwise, this middle part is the important one. Anyways, so how to display the local host IP address? First, I have to create an init address object similar to a previous program. I have named it as address1. I've used get localhost. So this address1 will hold the domain name and IP address of my local machine. Now I want to separate the address, domain name and the address. So I'm just using the method get host name. So get host name will give me only the name of my PC and get host address will give only the IP address. So what I've done, I have printed a message here, host name of the local machine. So this is my message. Plus, now I have concatenated what? The actual name. So how will I know the actual name? By using the instance method get host name. So whose host name it will return? It will return the host name of the object address1. But address1 will give me the address of which machine? Localhost. Got it? So it will give me the name of the local machine. Then it will print the name. Similarly, I'm printing IP address of the local machine, and I'm using get host address method for the address1 object. So address1 is an object which is going to return me the INET address of my local host machine. So this host address will give me the IP address of my machine only. So let us look at the output of this line. So you can see the output. After executing, I will be printed. Host name of the local machine is Vaishali PC. IP address of the local machine is this. So this has extracted only the address part. Clear? Now let us look at the next part of the execution. Suppose if the examiner tells me the website name and then asks me to find the IP address of that website, that in my program I have to type that website name which is given by the examiner here. Right now I'm using which website? herbertshield.com. Fine. Now I have given the website name for which I have to find out IP address as well as the domain name. Domain name is going to be the same. I have to find the IP address. So to find the IP address, actually which method is important? This get host address. Anyways, so to get the IP address of this, first I have to create the INET address object. How will I create the INET address object for the given website? By using the method get by name. Get by name is a factory method which will create or which will return me the INET address object for the specified website. So once I get the INET address object, now this object holds both the IP address and name. So how to separate the IP address part? Using the get host address method. So this will print the IP address. If I also want to print the host name, I'm using the method get host name. So this is the additional thing what I'm doing. Actually, what is important is this part. So I'm printing both the host name and IP address. So let us know the execution of this part. So host name is www.herbertshield.com because it is the same whatever we have passed. IP address is this of the Herbert Shield. After I executed, I got this. Got it? So here you can end our program here itself. But sometimes, rarely, if the website which is given by the user or which is specified by the examiner has multiple machines associated with that, that means it has multiple IP addresses associated with that, then I can create INET address object like this. This will create an array of the INET address object. For that, we have to use the method get all by name, and I have to pass that website which is associated with multiple addresses. When I passed herbertshield.com, it has returned me only one IP address. That means this particular website is located on only one machine. When I pass google.com, then it has printed me or given me the multiple values. So I've used that here. Then as usual, as per the previous program, I've explained you that this is going to print the individual values. Here I have not attached any, I have not used get host name and get addresses because it will be complicated. If you want to use, you can use your swi dot get host name, and then another line you will be using here system.out.println. Of course, you will be using a flower bracket in that case. If you want to print both host name and local address, again I will have to use swi dot get host address. So understood this? Now it will print me all these values. So after that it is successfully executed. Got it? So this is our journal program which was remaining. Another one journal program which is there in this networking chapter, actually it is the same as given by Asmita madam for the client socket and server socket. Anyway, Once I'll be covering this socket for you theoretically, I'll be explaining even that program for you. Now I hope this program is clear to you. Are there any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, fine. So let me come back to my theory. So last 10 minutes are there. I'll be covering some more theoretical part. So this is the program. I would have executed, but then I think, yeah, I'll just try to see whether it is there on NetBeans so that we'll stick to one concept only today. I have clicked on NetBeans. I will just share the screen with you. NetBeans is taking little long. Anyways, I think till then you can see the screen. So let us cover theoretical part little bit till the NetBeans gets on. Let us know what is the socket. TCP/IP has got, there are two types of sockets. Why it is known as TCP/IP socket and datagram socket? Now, as you all know that in networking, we have two types of connections. One is, two types of transmission. One is connection oriented and connection less. Last time I've explained you what is the meaning of connection oriented and what is the meaning of connection less. For connection oriented, we will be using TCP/IP, and for connection less, we will use datagram. Anyways, I think NetBeans is on, so I will just share that screen with you. So I have my project here. Okay, network. Yeah. Oh, I have not, I'm sorry. I have not executed that program anyways, but I can take what is the class name here we have used. JINet address. So I'll be using this class name. Can you see this screen, NetBeans screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
It's visible.
I am creating a class. So I have created it under the package VK networking. So I've given the class name. I'll just copy the code from here. Need not type. So right from main method, I'll use it. I have to just import java.net.star. Once I import, all my errors will go. Now let me execute. It takes little long as compared to the previous. Anyways, it has done. Now, surprisingly, what happens? Let me tell you the execution. As you all know, this is the execution. Earlier, when it was executed on my old laptop, the laptop name was Vaishali PC. Now the laptop name, internal name used is desktop IQ6LMQ7. So it has given me that domain name. And what is the IP address now? 192.168.43.195. This is for the line, which line it is? Get host name. So it is from my host machine. Now when I have passed get by name, when I'm using get by name method, I've passed this website name. So it is giving me the host name as the same. And what is the IP address? 216.92.65.4. Now when I passed Google, now, as I told you, Google is located on multiple machines. Even this earlier, I'd experienced this. Sometimes when I execute it, it gives me multiple IP addresses, and sometimes when I execute, it gives me only one machine. That may be the case when all the servers are active, it may be giving me the name of all the servers or all the machines on which Google is located, or sometimes it may be giving me the single. So, I hope now, even if I have tried to use get all by name, still sometimes it gives me single machine's address. So I can repeat it again. So I may execute it again. What was the program name? Yeah, here. Not this. What was the name of the program? Yeah, GINet address. So I'll run it again. Let's see whether every time it gives me the same. Yes, it is giving me a single address for Google. Maybe it is because of the security settings what Google uses, or maybe right now the server is active. So depending on that, I may get multiple machines for the Google, or I may get single IP address for the Google. So can you see the no two IP addresses will be same on the network? They will always be different. So I hope this program is clear to you. This is what is the output you have to show. Actual output, what we are interested in this. In fact, this line. So whatever IP address or suppose whatever website name user may or examiner may ask you, you have to substitute that in the program and then you have to just use this line. So if you look at the program, which line? If we look at the program, actually, this line is important. Get host address. It will give me the IP address of the specified machine. But to get this host address, I should use address to object. But even how did I get this address to object is also important, that I have to use a factory method get by name. So this factory method I have to use for the specified website, and then I will get this inet address object. From that inet address object, I can use get host address. Suppose if it is difficult for you to use get host address part directly, you can print this system.out.println address to itself. So let me print it for you and show you. Last minute is there. I don't know whether. Otherwise, if the time is up, you can stop. I mean, we can see that tomorrow. So address 2 is there. I am printing it. I'm just commenting this. I will execute. So you can see here, now it is printing host name of the local machine. It is printing host name and IP address. I think, yeah, sorry. What I changed was Herbert Shield. It is not separately printing host name and IP address. It is printing the inet address object itself. So how did I do that? I can just print the address to parts. So only these two lines are sufficient for the journal program. Clear? The actual journal program is only these two lines. So those who want to have easier program, you can execute only these two lines, but it's better you use this entire program. Clear? So let's wind up the meeting today. If you have any doubts, tomorrow at 5:30, you can put it in the chat box.